how to make a raised bed using pallet wood. Things you're gonna need: handsaw for any cuts we might need to make, or an electric saw, whatever you prefer. I'm also gonna be using a spirit level to make sure everything is level, tape measure to make sure everything is square, a crowbar with a split end to take out any nails. If you don't have a crowbar, use a claw hammer. Drills. I'm fortunate enough nowadays to have two. So I've got one for making pilot holes, which is this one here. And then I've got the driver for driving in the screws. Most people treat themselves to a new watch or a new hat or a new pair of trainers or something. Whereas me, I buy screws. Yes, I treated myself to a pack of 2,000 screws. It was less than 20 quid, and there's enough in there to last a lifetime. Or at least to do some raised beds. We'll see how we go. And the final thing you're gonna need to get this project done is a mug of coffee or tea, whatever you prefer really. First thing we're gonna do is take this pallet apart with a pallet. You've seen me do it before. Just prise it apart with a bit of timber or a bit of wood, whatever you've got. Ideally a bit of pallet, and then it's fitting for the video. Now, we just need to take the nails out. And there's one finished. What you could do, if you're like me, push for time on the day you're building your beds, and you have 60 pallets to get through. Yes, I got more last night with Kelly. Just bang them in. If you're gonna use them for beds, why not? I'm planning on making 20 beds. Yeah, I'll be here for days. We're also gonna need a flat surface to screw these together to make sure that they're gonna be straight. I've got just the thing. These are my heavy duty pallets, kind of pallets. 2 inches thick, the wood on there, and solid. Anyway, that's gonna be our base for making this bed. I'm gonna line these out 2 at a time and just drill 2 pilot holes, going directly through the first board and then a little bit into the second board. The reason for just going a little bit in is because if I go all the way in, and the screws that I'm using are roughly the same size as my bit, well, then they're not going to take. So straight through the first board and then a little bit into the second board, just to prevent any of the wood from splitting. I did that one up here just to show you. The rest I'm doing on the floor. And then I'm going to be driving in 3-inch screws. So there's our join. You can stagger these corners if you're making multiple beds to go on top of each other. And by that I mean, you can see this front facing piece of wood finishes there, whereas on the other side it finishes up against the timber. A staggered join is where your next piece of wood actually starts flush. We're only going to be going too high. I'm going to repeat that corner on all 4 corners twice to make 2 beds. So we now got 2 beds that we need to fix together, and for that we're going to be using the leftover pallet wood, which was this stuff that ran along the back. Well, we don't waste nothing here on Digging for Dinner. What I'm going to do is use these as corner brackets or braces, and I'm going to screw each of the 2 beds to it, creating, you know, 1 bed. Now, there's 2 ways you could do it. One is you can cut it wherever you like, really, you know, leave it 6, 7, 8 inches above, and that would be your ground stake, so you can hammer each corner of the bed directly into, you know, open ground or soft ground. And then bit by bit, as you're hammering it in, you find your level. The other way to do it is to put it in, find where the bottom of the bed is, make a line and cut, which is the way I'm going to be doing it. Because then I'll have no issues with gaps underneath the bed. Whereas if I leave the legs and tap it in, I'll find my level, there may be a gap underneath the bed. I don't want that. So instead, I'm going to just build square beds and then level them myself later on. You can always come back and add additional stakes to a bed or in the corners and raise the bed up and then screw it to the post. But for now, we just want one very square, very straight, very strong raised bed. So if I line it up there and make a cut here, 4 times, that would give me 4 corners. By all means, you can use stronger wood for the corners, like fence post wood or something like that, that's going to be more durable. For this video, we're only going to be using what was on the pallet. It'll do the job. I'm also going to be screwing these on the same way, pilot holes and just slightly smaller screws. You want to make sure that this bed is square now and again later when you're positioning it, because if it's not square now, it's not going to be square later. So there we go, guys. I hope you like it. It's a very sturdy, heavy-duty bed. Just 19 more to make. That's how I do it, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Cheers.